So, in this quick summary, what did we really do in this chapter? What we started off just discussing the transformer block itself. The transformer block itself. Why? Because we knew that transformer block it is another critical part of the GPT model. The GPT model is composed of the embeddings, which are we have our token embeddings, and then we have our positional embeddings. We have our positional embeddings, and then after that we have some normalization layers. We have some normalization layers, all of that, and we in our normalization layers and our dropouts in our transformer block. We also have dropouts. We discussed them. We discussed layer normalization. We actually created normalization class. We created this transformer block class, and we discussed something called shortcuts. We discussed shortcuts and how they help stabilize some of these models when they face vanishing gradients. How we can what vanishing gradients are. We saw some example of a vanishing gradient, and so that's what we did in in this, and we created. Ultimately, what we wanted was to create this GPT model class. That's what we wanted to do. Now it is class that is just it is vanilla. It has not been trained yet. That's why in the previous video, it generated text that is not coherent. In the next chapter, we are now going to train this model. We're going to look at what metrics are we going to really see that this model is training well. How are we going to prepare our data for it to be ready to train this model and all of that stuff? But we've discussed the architecture now of a GPT model. And we say we are going to use the 124 million parameter, but the same class that we created here for the GPT, you can actually just change the config, some parameters in the config, and create another GPT model version. Or create the large one, the small one, the medium one, the extra large one, just by changing that config file in the parameter. And you see what the results are. Especially after you've trained it. Hopefully, it will perform much better. But let's see training in the next chapter.